Okay, everybody, so just a short video here that will hopefully help you improve your ability at isometric sketching. Before we start, just a short exercise first of all, before we actually begin an isometric sketch. So what I would like you to do is to have a go at drawing some vertical lines on a page. Okay, so freehand of course, without using a ruler. And we're going to draw a number of vertical lines, and we're going to try and keep these vertical lines parallel to each other. Okay, so I'm putting this part of my hand down on the page, and I'm just moving my wrist ever so slightly just to complete some vertical lines parallel to each other. Okay, and so underneath we just write vertical lines, so we can refer back to that afterwards. Just beside this, I want you also to draw some horizontal lines. Okay, so this time you can see that I moved my whole arm this time instead of just my wrist, so my whole arm is moving. So horizontal lines, and I want you to try and keep those lines parallel to each other as well. So this is just an exercise to warm up before we actually go into a sketch. And underneath then we'll write horizontal lines. Okay? And the last line type that I want you to try and complete are diagonal lines. Okay, so diagonal line is a line that's either horizontal or vertical. And again, I want you to try and keep these diagonal lines parallel to each other. Okay, so parallel lines are lines that never meet, they're really further apart either. Alright, so the last one here is diagonal lines. Okay, so that's the first little exercise. That's just to warm up before we get into an isometric sketch. Okay, so have a go at that. Of course, you can stop and replay the video as many times as you like, just to develop your technique. What I will also say to you guys is to have a look at the page, and there are some parts of the page that will help you when you're drawing a vertical line. For example, the edge of the page here is a vertical edge. Okay, so even if I just draw a line here, just highlight that that's a vertical edge, and the bottom edge of your page is horizontal. Okay, so I can use that as a guide to draw a horizontal line. Alright, okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to move on into an isometric sketch. Okay, so there is something important we need to know about an isometric sketch, and that is that we always start with what's known as a principal axis. Now the principal axis is basically three edges of a sketch. So the principal axis consists of a vertical line that we've drawn already up here. So I'm going to move down towards the center of the page and I'm going to draw a vertical line. Okay? And again, if you want, you can use the edge of your page here just to give you an idea as to what vertical should look like. So here's a vertical line. Now it's not perfect, it's a freehand sketch, but it's vertical all the same. Okay, now another important point about isometric sketching and the principal axis is there are no horizontal lines in isometric sketches. Okay, so there are no horizontal lines. So what we have instead of horizontal lines are lines drawn at approximately 30 degrees. So I'm going to draw a line at 30 degrees from the bottom of this vertical line. So 30 degrees is approximately here somewhere. Okay? Alright, so that's about 30 degrees. Now when I say 30 degrees, I mean it's as opposed to horizontal, which would look like that. This angle in here is 30 degrees. Okay, so between there and a horizontal line. Alright? So 30 degrees. Alright. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw a line at 30 degrees towards the left. Alright, now these lines that I'm drawing at 30 degrees need to be approximately the same length. So the length of this vertical line should be the same length as this line here. Now this one's actually looking a bit longer, but it is a freehand sketch, so I'm not too worried about that at all yet. And this line here at 30 degrees should be the same length as that line as well. So all three lines should be approximately the same length, okay, give or take. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw two more vertical lines, and this is where a lot of students have problems. Okay. I need to draw a vertical line at the end of this diagonal line, and I need to draw another vertical line here as well. Okay. Now, this line needs to be the same length as all other three as well. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to draw a vertical line, and it's approximately the same length as that. Okay. I'm also going to draw a vertical line over here, at the end of this line. Okay, so there's a vertical line, and that's approximately the same as well. Now, I'd say that if I take a ruler out and I actually measure these lines, they're not exactly the same. I'm not too worried. It's only a sketch. I'm only getting started here. Okay, so you may be able to see a number of sides of the cube here now. So this is the bottom left edge of the cube, the bottom right edge of the cube, the front edge, and the two back vertical edges. So I need to finish off the top surface. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw a line joining this line to that one. Now this line that I'm about to draw needs to be parallel to this diagonal line down here at the very bottom. Okay, so I'm going to try and make this parallel as I can. Okay, now see that little gap there? That little gap means that this line isn't quite as long as it should be, so I'm just going to extend that a little bit, which is perfectly fine to do. I'm also going to draw another line joining the top of this vertical line to the top of that vertical line, and again it should be at 30 degrees. Okay, so this line has to be parallel to this one. Now you can see that this vertical line was a little bit too long, but I'm not even going to do anything there. I'm not going to rub it out, I'm just going to leave it because it is a sketch. I need to draw another line at 30 degrees from this top right corner. Okay. And this line is probably one of the most trickiest ones to draw. This line needs to be parallel to that one, okay, which is also parallel to this one. And once I have that line drawn, I have one more to draw, okay, and that is just to join the back vertical edge to this edge over here, like that, okay. So that's our cube drawn. Well, it's not, I wouldn't say it's a perfect cube, but it's near enough. Okay, that's a cube in isometric. Alright, so have a go at that. Draw as many cubes as you can. And remember, the key to these isometric sketches are, make sure you keep vertical lines vertical. Okay, like these three here. And all these other lines need to be parallel to this line here at 30 degrees, and this one here. Okay, now actually before I leave, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you where some students can go wrong. And some students are ending up with cubes that look like they're a little bit out of shape. And what happens is, most students can start off with the principal axis, okay, by drawing this vertical line, and then they'll draw this line. And these are the same length, it's at 30 degrees, and everything's going fine up until this point. And what happens next is, they need to draw a vertical line here, and you need to draw one here. But what can happen is, sometimes your hand won't do what your brain wants it to do, and you accidentally draw a line that goes off this way here at a slight angle, or maybe this way. And once that happens, your cube is gone a little bit wonky already, okay? So you need to be careful with that. And it's impossible then to finish that cube. No matter what you do, it's never going to look like a cube after that. Because it's very important that when you're drawing your principal axis, sorry, that line isn't perfectly vertical, make sure these lines here at the bottom are at 30 degrees, and that every line after that is a vertical one. Okay? So that can help. I'm going to give you another tip here. We'll move to this side of the page. So So when you're drawing a vertical line, a lot of students will want to draw a perfect vertical line first time around. And that's fine, but you don't have to commit to that. Even if you look at this line here, that's not a perfect straight line, but that's okay. What you can do is it's called freehand isometric sketching. You can coax your line into looking like what you want it to look like by drawing, I suppose you could say, a series of lines until you get it right. Okay, so don't commit to one perfect straight line. It is a sketch, remember. So the more freely you use your pencil, sometimes the easier it is to get these lines looking a bit better. Okay? So this looks like I'm just flying through it, which I am, but sometimes it can be easier to get these lines looking like what they should look like when you're using your pencil a little more freer like that. Remember, as I said earlier, it's important to keep lines parallel to each other. For example, this line and that line are parallel. This vertical line, that vertical line, and that vertical line are also parallel. And the more you keep those lines parallel to each other, the better your cubes are going to look. Okay? So have a go at that.